Are you checking the USADA pool at all?
I don't know how to check the USADA pool, but I know there are people who check the USADA pool, and it's daily. That whole situation is very interesting to me. I got a lot of different thoughts on it. Ultimately, like I said, I signed with the organization in September of 2020, and I could have fought October of 2020. So, this whole he retired, so it got to take 6 months to come back. I mean, are we splitting hairs here? What are we talking about? What's to me? As long as a man is in the USADA testing pool for months on end, and he has the ability to be tested every single day or multiple times a day for a certain period of time, it's a sport. That to me is a very interesting gray area. And ultimately, I'm out here and I can fight Conor with 1 day on the USADA testing pool or a year in the USADA testing pool. It's not going to make a difference.
Just to follow up on your comments, you don't care whether he's in the USADA pool or not, like Conor.
Well, I mean, obviously, being in the USADA testing pool is a prerequisite to competing in the UFC. What I'm saying is, are we splitting hairs with the whole he's got to be in for 6 months thing? Ask how long was Bo Nickal's opponent in the USADA testing pool? He signed on 6 days' notice, right? This is what we do all the time. It's an interesting thing because of the character, the platform that Conor holds, who he is. We want to just dissect and make a huge deal out of this certain time frame type of thing. That's all I'm saying. I mean, ultimately, there's guys being signed all the time and they're competing. But being in the USADA testing pool is a prerequisite to competing with us, and he will be before a fight is announced. So look for that, and then look for a fight announcement right away.
I know you're not in a hurry to fight, as you mentioned, but
I'd fight him tomorrow. I'm ready to fight tomorrow, but I'm also not hurting.
Right. But do you have a deadline? Like if things prolong to a certain date, like is it time to turn the page or at least forget about it for the meantime?
It's a good question. And it's a fair question. It's a tough question to answer because I think every single day, everything changes with time and circumstance, where we are, where we'll be tonight after the fights, where we'll be next week after the next fights, where we'll be after the title fight in October. Things change all the time. So I haven't really thought about a deadline. I've got a loose deadline in my head that I'm not going to share with you tonight. But we'll flirt with that whenever we figure it out.